What's up, beaches? Today we're talking about the mighty, the great Stan Lee. What a name, what a man, what a legend. When he died, there is not many people I've shed a tear for. I remember where I was when I found out. I worked in a Chinese. I was eating Chinese because that's what I did at the start of the shift before anyone came in. Looked at the TV and started crying. I called my mum. I was young. I was 16, 17, bro. I'm like, he's fucking dead, he's gone, he's gone. Now look, Stan Lee is not a shining light. Yes, there's stories of him taking all the credit for some things that not necessarily were his. The way I see it, the man's a legend and he deserves all the respect he gets. And, you know, at the end of the day, he didn't create every superhero, but he sure as shit made them better. So that's where I stand. I'm sure you've seen, there's a documentary, it's called Stan Lee, The Final Chapter. And it's basically it was apparently going to be a TV show, but it's actually going to become a film about the exploitation of Stan Lee during his final years. Now, obviously, as you get older, you become slightly less dependable, shall we say. So, you know, your mind's not what it once was, etc. But Stan Lee was Stan Lee, all right? The man, the myth, the legend. And basically, a person who used to work with him, his name, John Bolajak, I believe. He worked closely with him during his final 4 years of his life, and he's basically filmed everything, his exploitation, what was happening to him, the people around him, this, that, and the other, and they are going to now published it, apparently with his permission. I'm not sure how they got that, considering he's dead. Apparently he said yes when he was alive, I presume, but who knows. Anyway, he was basically exploited by the people in and around him. Footage shows him being overworked at conventions, signing autographs where he's not even awake, not even alive, you know, not even focusing as to what's actually happened. These obviously get a lot of money for people. Stan Lee didn't really see the money. It would have been all the people around and things like that. He's described as a money printing puppet by some associates. Now, this is going to speak to and interview people around him, his friends, other family members who weren't actually, you know, exploiting him. Obviously, it's basically a day in the life of Stan Lee when he was not able to really do too much and was forced to do these things even though he didn't really want to. Max Anderson, Stan Lee's former road manager, was a big part of the investigation, and obviously he basically said, "No, I did nothing wrong. I just milked this cow until it was dead on the floor, and then, you know, he died." You know, unsurprisingly, Stan Lee, he was 95, I believe. He was an old geezer. He denied any elder abuse. Obviously, you can't deny footage, and I've seen some of the footage. We'll show it in a minute of what actually happened, and yeah, some of it doesn't look very good for these sort of people. People like Rob Liefeld, former Marvel editor Roy Thomas, they're all interviewed. So this is going to be big people who are going to be able to shine a light on what actually happened in his final few years. Obviously, he made Marvel, but I think Marvel also ruined him. I think they wanted him in films, TV, they wanted him everywhere because he's the face. When you think of Marvel, yeah, you might think of Spider-Man, you think of the Hulk, you think of Captain America, Iron Man, whoever it is, but Stan Lee is the motherfucker behind it all. When I think of Marvel, Stan Lee is certainly one of the first individuals I think about. So this is the trailer. Let's watch it. I hope I'm allowed to show you this because it's promotion, you know what I mean? So, hold on, I clicked the wrong thing there. Let's go.
My name is John Bolajak.
That's the director.
And for the last 4 years of Stan Lee's life, I was his assistant, his confidant, but most importantly, his friend.
Who could have seen that coming?
I traveled the world with him, witnessing firsthand the incredible highs of his legendary career, but also the heartbreaking lows. Stan spent his final years enduring mistreatment,
so look, he's asleep in these pictures,
manipulation, and betrayal at the hands of a few very bad actors.
Is there any way
that's his road manager, apparently.
San Francisco thing, or do you feel we gotta do it?
Gotta do it. We gotta do it. Obviously, all the road managers, all the people, they want him to do it because they get paid to do it. You know what I mean? They're making money from these people. He can barely keep his eyes open. He's an old man who needed to be resting and living, I don't want to say in a care home, but with people around him who love him and look after him and spend his final few years relaxing. He didn't need to be doing this, and he was forced to do it by, I'm sure, a set individuals.
But I did have a camera, and I filmed everything.
Whoa, watch out!
Jesus. They killed him there.
Now I'm asking for your help to finish the film and finally get justice for Stan. This documentary includes first-hand accounts from key witnesses, including comic book legends like Rob Liefeld,
who recently left Marvel, and he was the comic
as well
editor.
As many others who saw the chaos and unethical acts. This isn't speculation, It's all
Tell
on
him to put the camera down because of how
Undeniable.
elder abuse. I mean, he's just sat in there on a scooter. Did you see that? How depressing is that? Sat in there facing some camera luggage, this, that, and the other, on his own. Looks half asleep, like he'd do with more than a shot of coffee. He needs some fucking steroids up his bum crack. But that is, I mean,
It's all
that's
on
depressing.
camera.
That's a
Undeniable.
horrible shot right there. Face away, Stan. You know, you've created legends. You've created a universe that's billions and billions. And some people say he hasn't, you know, been had enough. Financial gain. I don't believe that. I'm sure him and his family are very, very well off, and I'm sure they're still getting paid even now. However, just because you earn a lot of money does not mean you should be treated like, you know, a broomstick and put in a cupboard and forgotten about for a couple of hours. This is a man who peaked and was still in his peak and was treated like dirt, exploited.
Stan Lee coming at you.
No, you're not over.
Irrefutable.
I thought I was finished, but apparently I'm not.
No ambiguity. With your help, we can finish the film.
See, he would have just been put in a corner, or just sign these pieces of paper, just sign this shit, just sit there, sign this shit. It's fucking outrageous, mate. It stinks.
Expose the truth, and give Stan the justice he deserves.
Too right, boys. Kickstarter. If I had any money, I'd donate to it. Go to Kickstarter. I'm going to get it up here because I sometimes forget to put it in me bloody descriptions because man's a bit of a forgetty not. This is what you need to go to and donate. They need money to finish this, and we need to see. I'm a bit confused as why you need money to finish it. Forgive me. I'm not saying you're going to keep the money. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, can't you just put all together the shit in, you know, CapCut like I do and just upload it on YouTube, Twitter, and the whole world can see it? Maybe things aren't as easy as that. I get that. He has permission apparently from Stan Lee himself. Again, I questioned that earlier, but he would have said, yes, this is fine. This documentary takes place over a long period of time. We can only hope that it actually exploits the people who were behind this. It's not going to be a good look for any of them. I truly believe that. I don't even think Marvel will be innocent in this because at the end of the day, Disney, Marvel, all they care about is finance. They don't give a shit about Stan Lee. When he died, they were probably grateful because there was one less person they had to include. I'm not saying that's true, but if I said that, if you read that in a Disney email, would you be shocked? The answer is no, isn't it? There was apparently legal battles over Stan Lee's estate as well, and apparently this first-hand footage can offer new depth and actually help shine a light on the situation in terms of what happened. Stan Lee, to me, is a legend. The man, the myth, the legend, Stan Lee. He is a beast of just every single metric in human life. I mean, he is truly a legend. Again, you can go into, did he do everything himself? Probably not. Okay, but at the end of the day, he made Marvel as big as it was. He was a huge part of that, and businesses don't have multiple people that you think of. That's just how it goes. Stan Lee is just that guy. When you think of Disney, Marvel, now you probably think of Kevin Feige, but I guarantee Kevin Feige is not the only idiot there. You know what I mean? Again, rest in peace, Stan Lee. This is just quite upsetting to me, considering when he died, you just think, oh, he just died, but you didn't realise he was worked like a horse. You know what I mean? He was absolutely whipped until he had nothing left. I mean, how can he write? Use his hand, things like that still. I want to question life's many questions, mate, but he did it, and unfortunately at the end of the day he died. You know, he died maybe due to exhaustion. Maybe he'd had enough. He was 95, for fuck's sake. How many 95-year-olds do you know? Never mind 95-year-olds, you know, running empires but also being worked like a pig, basically. Your one goal, Stan, is to make me as much cash as you can. Terrible, boys. But yeah, sad day for comic books, and let's hope Disney actually come out and do something, eh? That would be the fucking day.